Probably 1 minute early, and then I'm gonna do the countdown.
Yes, that's perfect.
Let's start in like.
What's up?
What up?
Good. Oh, we
Everything's good, bro. Everything is good.
Good afternoon, good evening to the East Coast people. This is the Monday, Bridgely Labs, and what do you guys call it?
Elite Wealth
Wealth.
Strategies.
Right, Monday
Yes.
market analysis with special guest Elite Wealth Strategies. How you guys doing today? How's your weekend?
It's been great. It's been a good weekend. A little bit of a slow week in crypto, but been able to get outside and touch some grass, they say, right?
For sure.
Facts, bro. Yeah, it's been a little slow in the market, but I've been good, bro. Blessed and highly favored.
100%.
This, as they say, is the quietest 2 weeks in banking, investing, etc. It's the end of summer. I, like many others, even though I'm not a banker per se, I'm on vacation for the last 2 weeks of summer. I'll just getting those last 2 weeks in before the kids go back, before everything hits the ground running in September. So, it's expected to be quiet, and that's all right.
True, and then when all the kids go back to school, we can pump our bags.
Yes.
We'll have to. They can't trade in class.
The bag pump is coming.
For sure. Rhodes, you want to go slides right now? What do you have prepared for us?
Sure. So taking a look at the slides. Majors up a bit over the weekend. Nothing crazy. A little bit of action there. Meme coins have they slid, died down a bit. There's a bit of action in Tron, in the Sun .fun, I think what it is. Kind of popped up here, but until that gets a little bit more critical mass, I think that's a bit of a side kind of blurb. NFTs volume, we've seen some spikes in volume, etc. We had a massive Alien Punk sale, massive but unknown. Most likely, the consensus is right now that it's substantially less than what it last sold for. Obviously, the last sell on it was like 23 million and 8,000 ETH. I think we're in the expectation of a few million on this sale. So a pretty low sale overall. Maybe a bit of a warning flag in the grand scheme of things. We'll see. Few winners though: Nakamigos, World of Women, and Pudgy Rods seeing some movement. Meme coins pretty quiet, like I said. Reddit / Snoofy, kind of one of the runners here recently. Actually, it's got a market cap there of 1.71 billion. That is completely incorrect. I apologize. And in prediction markets, this one I'm actually most excited about, and that is bet on drift in a Solana DEX. So a Solana-based poly market. That's kind of interesting. We'll look at it a little bit. They only got 2 bets on there right now. Who will win the election, and that's it. But potential competitor to our favorite kind of side of things overall. But yeah, we'll cover those kind of topics as we go through. We'll get into the crypto macro. We'll talk a little bit about macro in general. Look at what's going on in Bitcoin. So let's pop that up. So Bitcoin, and you zoom out and look at the weekly. We've been doing nothing. I mean, it's been it's
True.
For real.
it's sideways,
Right.
It's sideways, and then even more shocking, we're just chilling at February levels. We've been, if you traded into the February run on what happened with the ETF, then that's where we're kind of at right now. But we're sideways. This actually looked even more flat earlier today. On this last weekly, we've gone up a little bit here in the last little bit, but it basically was just a flat line. Sideways action, of course, a few weeks ago, the wild up down week. This also kind of highlights this chart pattern that we're seeing here, and this kind of slightly descending, but within a consolidated range here. Overall, until something kind of changes off of that, it's pretty quiet. There's various levels that kind of seem interesting. For me, it's 62 on the upside, and then on the downside, it's just off these long-term drawn-out lines here. As we'll look in, I'll kind of move into I think the 4-hour shows us pretty good where we've been in the last few days here, or several days. We're really challenging this range to the upside and to the downside. And until we kind of get out of this range, I think this is where we're at. Felt like we almost had a breakdown on Friday. It recovered, and we're since up the last couple hours here. But dropping below this 57.3 on any kind of reasonable time horizon looks like, say, something like the 4-hour, maybe the hourly or 2-hour is a bit of a breakdown. And then if we're breaking above 61.3, 61.5, but actually probably something more like the 62.5 is where we'll see some momentum to the upside. So that's kind of what I'm looking at in terms of where Bitcoin's at. The reaction overall to FOMC and all that kind of stuff, kind of reverse action on some news that was kind of positive, and then Bitcoin kind of went the opposite direction. What's your guys' thoughts on the macro from last week?
From the last week, I do like how it's kind of made a decent return a little bit from that big dump off. It's hard to say though, because it's really holding and testing this key level, kind of where you're showing at right there. And like you said, it might be pretty slow till we get above or below that level. And I'm just trying to figure out. I'm keeping my eyes peeled for specific news and catalysts that could make these things happen. So still got my head on a swivel. Just waiting to see. Just reading and reacting right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 100%.
Did you say on the macro or the micro? Sorry, I missed that.
In the macro side of things, yeah.
You
Yeah,
said macro?
it's pretty, like we said before, pretty boring week. I mean, it's still in that range. It's just more consolidation really for the next drastic move. We're kind of waiting on that right now, but I like to watch Bitcoin on the daily chart. I mean, the volatility just isn't there. I mean, there was a bit of a move from like end of July to first week of August. So now we're just in boring mode.
Mm-hmm. Yep, totally.
I got
go ahead.
I was to say, I have a kind of a larger fib thrown up on that daily, and it seems that we've been kind of testing and holding right above that 56,306 level is what I have marked here, but which is also like a 50% fib retracement. So it's kind of perfectly been playing right off of there. It looks like it smacked it a couple times. Really, that one time it wicked down to about 49K, but yeah, I don't know. I think we'll probably see it touch that 56 another time or two.
Yeah, you want to pull that? You want to try to present and pull that chart up?
Yeah,
have it up.
I
Right
can try it. What do I got to press? Present.
Present in StreamYards.
Present, and then you can choose your full Chrome or just the tab.
Hold on a second. I got to open system settings and change this, I think.
But I mean, if we're talking about ETH and Sol on the other hand, I mean, it's still the same pattern. I think ETH is kind of underperforming right now compared to Bitcoin, but I think all eyes are on Bitcoin and that move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I would watch for is for me, it's losing anything in this 57K range, and looking back down to like say 52.5, as maybe a next hold point. There's a bit of a demand zone below that. But to me, it still feels like we have another wick down before we kind of wrap up, and it might be a quick one. But that's what I'm watching for as kind of a last move at last entry before a swing up. Maybe that's comes through this last couple of weeks here and into September. Maybe it's a little longer on, but if we move sideways for the time being, that's also not necessarily a terrible thing.
Yeah, maybe it's we're just waiting for all the kids to go back to school for the next move up.
So
Really,
that
they
helps
can't
them
trade
get back
in
into
clubs.
focus. Yeah.
Yeah, and we like all
right.
pause trading at lunchtime, and like they can't trade.
So you're saying we're
Yeah.
losing to a bunch of kids?
Basically, we just don't want any of the kids to buy Bitcoin. That's the real plan.
That's the alpha. Yeah, I'm trying to do it. I'll try to figure it out here, but it looks like I gotta fix something in the system settings to allow it.
Oh no, you're good. You want to pull up? You want to pull up the ETH Bitcoin chart? I don't know if you have that up anywhere. Interesting. Nothing too drastic on this one yet.
Mm-hmm. Kind of sideways from where we were, up a bit overall. On the dominant side of things, kind of looks like there's a bit of an altcoin shift that's doesn't look like it's that far off. And so we're still waiting on that, where Bitcoin dominance may move down, and in that we could see some movement in some of the altcoins. It seems like there's been a bit more strength towards altcoins than there has been obviously meme coins and even to Bitcoin to a degree, except for this recent move where Bitcoin is outproducing most at the moment. But yeah, I think looking for that flip on alt season is a really interesting one. In fact, I was looking at what I thought was a really interesting chart, kind of along those same lines. So let me pull it up here. And this is kind of looking like, almost like an RSI kind of base calculation, looking at altcoin signals and Bitcoin on the upper end there. So you can see that early sell signal actually really well marked out on this particular chart, where it plays well on Bitcoin. And in altcoin, really kind of seeing its first buy signal for some time here, kind of been in this range where it's maybe a little under sold there, or oversold, sorry. And so, maybe an early indicator. I don't know much beyond that. I just was going through and looking at various Dune charts and found this one really quite interesting. So thought I'd pull that up.
Yeah, I've never seen that chart. That's a cool chart there.
Yeah, crypto buy signal by Crypto Corio.
Interesting.
So, I mean, I would obviously want to look at it more to kind of get a true indicator. But, looking through, I suspect that this ETH is going to outperform Bitcoin in at least the near term here, and expect it. But, until we get into a full kind of altcoin kind of run here, nothing really changes. So Bitcoin dominance has been really running here for some time.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Bitcoin and equities has been not following along these last, I don't know, couple weeks, and usually we see like all risk assets going up at the same time. It's really interesting on that end, where people are buying a lot of equities over crypto at this very moment.
Yeah, where does crypto land in this respect then?
Let me see if I can show my screen. I mean, you would think with the new, like, look at this run up from, like, it's a full V-shaped recovery from the fifth.
Mm-hmm.
If you look on Bitcoin's chart, I mean, it had that dip, but like not the same run up. Like we should, if it's the same, we'd see it up here testing like 70K almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is what I've been watching the whole time, just straight up on equities. Especially, I mean, QQQ less so. It's probably tech taking a larger hit than than traditional equities. QQQ being mostly tech, and then Bitcoin being the frontier of tech right now, along with AI, crypto and AI. You're probably seeing that drawdown being affected. That's what it seems like to me looking at these three.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I sent a screenshot into the Discord chat because I obviously can't figure out how to share my screen. But it's kind of a cool chart. It's from CryptoQuant.com. I don't know if you guys ever use it. You can kind of set up some charts. I think similar to what you just had pulled up, Rotes. But it's kind of cool because it shows the Bitcoin on the exchange and the ETH on the exchanges, like the reserve. And you can see, bro, kind of like a direct correlation, really, from specifically Bitcoin from ETH too. But looking at Bitcoin, bro, you can see literally every time, almost every single time Bitcoin leaves the exchange, you can see like a price fluctuation in Bitcoin price. It kind of has both of the charts. Yeah, there you are. But it's kind of cool too because you even when you look at the exchange, you can also see like what the sentiment is in the market. You can kind of see what people are doing when they bring the money back to the exchange, right? Because you see a couple of hikes up too. Most of them are probably taking profit when you see price go down, or they're taking it out because when price was in like 2022, you could see price was what was that price wise? Let me see. Pull up the trading view really quick.
Like 60K and like 5K basically on ETH.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There it is. 60K. So yeah, a little bit, but you can kind of see, bro, and then like which one's the price? Okay. You can kind of see, like I said, when people bring the money back to the exchange, especially maybe in its uncertain times, they're probably maybe trading it out or scared, taking profit potentially too. It just depends on timing in the market. But it's kind of a cool chart to look at because you can again almost read the sentiment of the market by looking at what people are doing with the, especially when the money comes back to the exchange. When it leaves, it's a little more normal, but when it comes back, it's a little more shocking.
It seems like the exchange reserves are just going down the whole time.
Yeah, bro, they're dwindling.
I can try and my bad.
No, go ahead.
I can try and share my screen because I know me and Tyler trade very similar. You might be able to.
Yeah, try it. I was just gonna say maybe it's just crypto adoption, people understanding that like not your keys, not your crypto, and slowly offboarding.
Yeah, and that too, bro. That too, right? I think it tells a couple potential stories. I don't think there's maybe an exact one, but it's fun to kind of look at the market sentiment too. When, like I said, when it comes back to the exchange, it's a little more surprising than when it leaves.
Yeah, here, Crypto G, I'm gonna add you up right now. What are you looking at?
I think Tyler was talking about from this daily level up to here. Are you talking about the 50% 618 zone, Tyler?
Let me see the bottom I used. You're on the Bitcoin chart.
Yeah, this is on the daily.
Yeah, I used the bottom of about 38,784.
Okay. Okay, so you probably use the base. We can do that. Yeah, no, I do. It does look good, especially that it's held here. It is getting, as you can see, a little weaker over here. So, like Rote said, there's that little level we're waiting on. We trade with Fibonacci retracements. I don't know if you guys have ever used it. We could probably explain it. I mean, probably on a different call, I guess. But, this is a zone where you could have potentially saw some sellers taking it from this high to this low. They did show up. And then, it didn't completely wipe out the buyers, though. So I would take it from here up. Seeing that it got really close to this 50% zone, and it did respect. This is a bigger time frame here on the daily. From this low to this high, 50% 618 is like a normal retracement. So, like I said, it's held here. You know, we're seeing some more sellers show up as we consolidate over here. So, yeah, this is pretty much the chart Rotes had on for the 4 hour earlier. I think he's paying attention more to pretty much these zones here. So, reading, reacting. Does look like sellers are showing up pretty strong, but that's more on the micro. On the macro, I guess it does look decent on the macro.
Yeah, it's holding that 50%. If you draw a line, bro, drop a line on that 50%, bro, you can kind of see this chart's slightly different than a few of the Bitcoin charts I have. It looks like, but
Yeah, I'm not sure which one this is.
I mean, for the most part, it's pretty accurate, like how it is. But
My other one had too much. You had
the Picasso going on. But
Love
yeah,
the
man,
Picasso.
that's kind of the line I'm looking at too. And then you also see again that 61.8% fib retracement, which it also held. I mean, it wicked past it, but it held the bottom of that too. So when it broke back above it, I'm kind of expecting us to hold above there again, unless we see some major selling action.
I like this zone for if
Yeah.
it can break above, I would be happy. Wouldn't be surprised if it continues down though. From if it does break
Yeah,
below this
same.
56 level. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got on the Bitcoin wise.
No, I just pulled up the Bitcoin chart. Let me see if I can share this as
Love all
well.
the swaps and shares.
I know the Bitcoin rainbow chart is always
Oh,
a good
yeah.
chart to look at here.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, it's on the lower bound of this, I guess, this rainbow chart zone, but this one looks the new chart seems like it looks better. Not sure what changes they had here, but I mean, it's still a wait and hold period. I mean, they're expecting somewhere between 200, 175 plus K on this chart, and probably a lot higher for the other one. So that's kind of what they're predicting. This is probably the most crypto biased chart, but it's been holding up on the regression. So not sure.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those times where I feel like it's trying to bore people out. A lot of people do get bored and just sell off or get impatient and just forget about it. And then when it does hit those all-time highs, they start to buy and then they sell again at a low.
Right. That's how they get you. Yeah. What else have you guys been looking at on alts or on the major crypto ones? BNB I've been looking for a while now, and it's been so stable.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it smashed all-time highs, and now it's kind of climbing back up.
I mean, it's in this range of like 650 to like 500 for like the whole time since like March, compared to Bitcoin, which is like slowly dropping.
A lot of altcoins like Uniswap and Compound, like earlier this year, like at the beginning of the year, let's see, Compound specifically went up a good 100%. Same with Uniswap and a few other altcoins that did have a good pump, but they're back at similar levels again. So I do like when Rotes had that altcoin, when he was kind of seeing money might flow into altcoins more. It makes sense because they're all at some good levels where you could potentially have some good entries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Solana looks really nice right now.
Yeah.
We talked about that prior, but it looks even stronger now at this point. Ready for a bit of a breakout. At least it's holding its current pattern support.
Yeah, I feel like I held that like 136, about 137 level pretty strong. That's for me like sitting on like a last level of support in simpler terms for a fib level. But yeah, honestly, bro, I'm pretty bullish on Solana. It's one of my regrets is not buying more at $11. But
Right.
like
If only you
even
knew.
even Yeah, right. Even Compound, like Garrison said though, like you look at Compound, and Compound we got it like $24, $25. And even now, bro, you look at it and it's at $40 and it's like, dang, dude, like it's just sitting in some good spots. But Solana, bro, I like Solana. Honestly, I thought it was gonna move a little bit lower, because of a lot of the liquidation levels on DeFi Llama. I kind of was like aiming more towards like 100. I mean, we did wick pretty close to it at 110, but I was trying to hit a little bit lower, and it just missed my buy zone. So I actually didn't buy anymore. Watched it kind of zoom back up, but yeah, I would actually like for it to come down just a little bit more, maybe one more time. More biased than what I think it'll actually do, but I think it's probably going to keep moving back up, maybe even more towards like 150, probably touch 150 again and just hold. It just depends what the rest of the market does too, I think.
Right.
Aave has had a very good couple
Yeah.
weeks as well.
It does.
Is that the Avalanche one? This one?
No, Aave. So AAVE. They are a staking and loaning protocol, I believe.
Yeah, it's similar to Compound and Maker.
Interesting. This is a market cap one. It's like
And
Yeah.
a lot of the times like this, kind of what I was talking about last time is you can kind of use these like Compound, Maker, and
Use the
Aave
Coinbase one. My bad.
almost like an indicator. And again, it's hard to say how true it is. For Maker, it feels more true than the rest of them because I've been paying attention to it a little bit more. But even watching Aave, because they're lending protocols, so people will bring their ETH, Aave, whatever it is, some type of crypto, they'll lock it up there, take 70% of their own money, and then go play with 70% while the others locked up in Aave, because they can hold that loan for as long as they want, as long as the health factor is okay. So then, they're technically playing with 170K versus their 100K. And when you see more money kind of flow into these projects like the Aave, the Maker, the Compound, like that I kind of utilize that as an altcoin indicator too, specifically Maker, but you kind of see it now even with Aave. And what's weird is that DeFi Llama, in that liquidation section on their website, they used to always show like Maker was one of the top protocols where like all of them were locked, like almost every single one of them. You go on there, it's like Maker, 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 Maker. And now if you go on there, it's quite a bit different. Let me see, I forget what it was, but I started looking into it too, which is kind of maybe a little early alpha on a potential project. But if you go in there and look at the liquidation section, let me click it again, the positions, it's a project called Liquidity. And if you go on CoinGecko, check it out. It's actually like I think in the lower 200s as far as rank on CoinGecko. But it's another one of those projects, bro, and a lot of money's locked up in it right now. And that's interesting to me because it could be like an early Maker, early Aave, early Compound, and that's a little more on the deep end as far as alts and things like that. But again, I use projects similar to this where money gets locked up, almost like an alt indicator or potential market indicator for people wanting to buy or leverage their crypto.
How do you track all this, or what tools are you using to track, I guess, locked value for lending?
The value of I guess really just watching it, bro. So we were buying Maker at $400. Maker hit like 3K, $3,200, I think it was. MKR is the ticker for it, but we were watching it at like $400, and dude, it pumped super fast, and it went up to like $1,500 quick, and then like a month later, bro, alts flew up. It's like, holy crap, bro! Like, and we were holding Maker, bro. So I had like 0.6 Maker that I bought at like $400, and dude, it just kept going up. It kept going up, and like my other buddy Matt, like he held I think like 1 or 2 at the time. Again, we bought it pretty low, and dude, it just kept going up, and then again, every time after Maker pumped, all of a sudden alt pumped like shortly after, and I feel like the correlation between the two seems to be a little bit quicker, but dude, it pretty much stair stepped up like from $400, like just recently.
Yeah, like early 23.
Yeah.
It didn't get to 400. It got like low 500 though. It might have like barely. I don't know if it touched.
Yeah, I think it was like
400.
510 is what it
But
hit.
yeah, it was around 500 there. And
yeah, man,
DeFi Llama as well, if that's the other website you were curious about, Dinksy. That has all the liquidation levels and stuff like that in there.
and it's a little different now, like I said, because it almost all the money locked up in Ethereum was in Maker, in Aave. It probably still could be, I could be, but they're like DeFi Llama isn't showing where the money's locked up anymore. So I don't know if it's like a partnership deal that they're like, no, we're not going to show Maker anymore because Liquidity, we're partners with type thing. But again, that kind of gives me another indicator too, where like maybe Liquidity it's kind of a lower cap project. Like that could also be like maybe a good play too. Maybe in the short run or long run, but it kind of depends, bro. Because I don't really know much about it. I didn't get much research on it personally, but yeah, the correlation's more or less like people locking their money up to leverage it to buy more crypto, and they do that through these protocols.
I see. It's like a DeFi exchange lending protocol to speculate more leverage
Yeah.
speculation.
Jeez,
Pretty
yeah,
much.
Maker went up 500% in a year from like from early 23 to March, from March of 23 to March of 24, good 500%.
Yeah, this one seems pretty volatile. I'd wait for like, I mean, what are you looking at for
Yeah.
entry here? What's a good
Um,
entry price for you guys? Do you guys have this mapped out? If you like
I
present
I
that,
like
Yeah.
it right where it's at right now. As long as
Yeah,
it holds
I
this
have-
level, like it's a good entry right here.
I do
Facts,
have like
bro.
a little zone marked up from it wicked down to it from 1856 to 1570, like 1582, which it just wicked down to that 1860 area. Couple.
I have a line exactly at like about 1900, and that's where I want it to hold above. If it keeps holding above 1900 specifically, that was hard to say. I think that's a good buy, but I think it could potentially still come down to 1584. But you got to see some people want to sell too, and also sell their all their altcoins, not just Maker, because like the protocol works in a kind of unique way, but like we used it a while back to get a not Maker, we used Aave, I think, to get a loan for a pizza because we were kind of testing it to do like loans to buy a house to get a lower like an interest rate, which actually is pretty interesting, and it was pretty unique. We paid like a 0.23% interest rate for the pizza, and you could do that on a large scale. So now you know why you could borrow. You put 100K in here, dude. If you go on again DeFi Llama, they show like there's millions of dollars that people are locking up, and they're borrowing money for a 0.23%, a 1%, 3%
is
interest
that
rate.
an annual rate or?
It fluctuates a little bit, but because it depends on their like the liquidity in the protocols, depending on
Right.
which ones are locked up. But it gives you an average of if like what it's done for the last year, blah 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 blah. But yeah, I kind of utilized those platforms because we got to use it and we were testing it for other like business ventures. Like it kind of gave me a different insight too on the market, and that's where I started using it as like an early indicator for alts moving. But it's kind of been moving down and it's been holding above that level. So I want to kind of 1600 is my low, like the lowest low really for me.
Yeah, that's a good area right there. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, the DeFi space, and I guess the hard part is you do have to over collateralize, however you say that word.
Over collateralize
Yeah,
your trading. I mean,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
you're basically still having the upside on alts or ETH or Bitcoin and trading
Exactly.
with leverage basically.
Yeah, the scary part is, bros, if you borrow a token that's going up in price. So if you borrow a token that's going up or down, you want to borrow a stable coin, but those are potentially the ones you're going to pay the most
Interest.
and most interest on, because everybody wants to borrow them because they don't fluctuate a lot. If you borrow Aave and price goes to 200, bro, and you took a loan out for 1,000 Aave, you still might own 1,000, and 3 Aave with interest, but in US dollars, bro, prices fluctuated drastically compared to
Right.
price in Aave. And that's where it could get a little crazy. So you gotta like that was kind of like the hard part for us to figure out why you would want to borrow the money from there in the first
Yeah.
place. But it's really
You
just opening a leverage position.
Yeah, you just have to maintain a good health factor, which it's something that you should probably check. I feel like if you are on a loan, and especially depending on how volatile it is, it's something you probably want to check at least once a week, but I would say once a day. 'Cause
Yeah,
it-
well, and even like going deeper into that, Garrison, like the health factor, meaning like if you need to pay back the loan, like you actually don't have to pay back any money at any given point until your health factor starts getting at risk. So that's like the benefit too of coming to this platform. If you have a lot of money, you could lock up. If you're bullish on ETH and think it's going to hold above 2K, why not take a loan out against it for 0.23%, get an extra 70% of what your money's worth, and go play with 70%. Or 60 or 50 or 20, whatever you chose. But that's kind of why, in long story, or short story long, that's why I kind of use it as an indicator now when I see them, is because I think, especially when you see whale money move in, bro, it's like, okay, they're taking this out to buy more crypto. What crypto, or where are they putting it? Bitcoin, alts, something, but sorry, I kind of rambled there for a minute.
No, I got you. I'm considering getting some Maker.
Dude,
Rhodes, do you
I
want
love Maker, bro.
to present real
Yeah.
quick? I gotta hop out for 1 second.
yeah,
Sure.
no
Okay,
worries.
bro. Yeah, tokenomics on
Awesome.
the actual project are cool too. They're pretty fire.
Let's see.
You got the screen, Rotes.
Yeah, Rhodes.
I
is
do
in
have the
control
screen. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking at Maker here and watching this larger
Yeah.
pattern from April, and then this support at 1900. Now, of course, it could certainly break down below 1900 again, but that 1900 level is a pretty good hold level.
Yeah,
Where
it
I'd want to
looks
see it break is like say 2K, and then we could see a bit of a stronger move up.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the February to March timeframe as well, or January, February, March, that level is holding up pretty strong, and that's probably
Mhm.
helping out this level of support right now.
Yep.
That was probably one of my best trades in 23, was because I was buying that around March, around 500-600, so that had a pretty decent return.
Yeah, bro. That was a
If it goes
Solana.
back to those levels, I'd love to see that again.
Mhm.
Yeah, those are Solana and Maker, probably my top two trades I've had in the last probably year that I didn't really intend on taking. Like, it was kind of unintentional, bro. I didn't know it had that much potential in it.
Yeah, the market kind of turned around fast in 23 because I was still expecting a slow year of 23, and it ended up kind of making some moves then, like everything.
You kind of jumped the gun on the halvening for
It
sure.
did, yeah. So
Mhm.
I was just dollar cost averaging, like, slowly picking up what I can, and then it started running again. I was like, well, I wish I had a little bit more time, but now we're getting
No
some
way. You wish for a
decent
longer
re-entries.
bear market? I'll try to get to the bull market as soon as possible.
Same, bro.
I was just trying to accumulate all I could.
Honestly, it was easier when everything was cheap. It's getting a
Yeah.
little tougher now.
Yeah, you got to watch
Well, and
everything.
it's this sideways too, right? It's pretty choppy across the market, so you kind of want to make sure you're, making your plays and then sticking to a plan. Otherwise, you get chopped
Yeah,
out of it.
exactly.
Waiting game right now is the hardest part on this side of action on whether or not we're moving out of it. So, we spent a good long range here on the kind of the crypto and the macro. Let's dig into some NFTs.
Let's do it.
I was in the process of updating this dashboard a bit, simplifying it a bit because, we're not really holding a mid cap in a blue chip index anymore. It's really just NFT index. So I simplified that a bit. But a good spike in volumes here towards the end of last week. and in through the last couple of days. Been a bit of momentum. We did talk about NFTs a fair bit on our Thursday spaces with Poppy, and just talked about how it felt like a lot of the collections were in this kind of critical range where a bit of a pullback was probably to be expected. Think some of that has occurred. We'll take a look at maybe some of the key charts on Parsec in a second. Spike in sellers. I think this was a bit of sweep action. To be honest, I think there's some sweep and cleaning up of some floors, etc., and that's what resulted in higher sellers per se. Otherwise, that's going to pretty normal. Index wise, you can see we've been trending upward really since beginning of August, which is great. And we've been on this kind of steady move up on the overall index. And so that you can kind of see here, creeps for whatever reason, 7 days ago, they showed a 0.1 floor. I don't know if that was like a fat finger or something like that, but it's causing this to kind of mess up. But punks, kid called Beast, there's a few that are up a fair range, but of course, on the majors, a good 30% run on apes since we last did this, and a few other collections that have had a really good kind of move over the last bit here. You can see apes here 25% on the 7 day as of now, but I think at one point it was up a little bit more than that. So a really good push overall on NFTs.
So I just went on Magic Eden. I'm looking at creeps. It looks like it was 2 wallets. Well, one wallet sold 3 at 0.1 7 days ago, and then a slightly different wallet sold another one at 0.1, but then another one sold a few at 0.458. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 were sold there. So some people got some snipes, and those weren't even weaths. They were, looks like, right off the floor.
Interesting. I wonder if that's
that is weird.
Wash movement or whatever case may be, but
yeah,
my floor players calculation on Dune takes kind of like it'll exclude the outliers. So it does take more than just one trade at the bottom, unless there's only been a trade in the day. But if there's more than a few trades in a day, then it would take at least a couple to pull that average down. So occasionally it happens, and it makes my floor price changes look wonky as all can be. But
but yeah, that is very weird. I wonder if there's anything posted on Twitter about it, like if there was any drama or beef. I don't really see much of them on my timeline, but they do seem like a good community.
Yeah, I can't recall anything that's showing up on there. Yeah, over the last week, Pudgy's back up to 9. So they're slowly crawling back to that 10 ETH range. That 10 ETH range is important for them. Apes at 12 is really nice. Some sales higher up. But the 21% there. Apes, probably the most important collection to see some momentum for NFTs. So excellent to see that. Mutants as well, up that 20%. They made a move, so on a smaller entry. Called them out several weeks ago. They of course, we had that crash and they dipped even further, but they've always looked really attractive at their price range. Azuki, bit of a move, but overall a lot of green in the last week, which is excellent to see. Let's take a look at some on Parsec here.
Is it the bull market for NFTs now? Is all the meme coin money going to NFTs?
I hope so.
That certainly could be something that would help. And that is meme coins slowing down a bit here. We can get a cycle back to NFTs. So, something probably for us to watch. I don't know if this lull in meme coins is, just a bit of a weekend lull, or maybe people are moving into, poly market, and that's capturing some attention. There seems to be a decent amount of steam towards poly market lately as well. But apes did lose this range at this 12. And I mean, they're sitting 12. So, again, these will show based on the overall floor, but watching where apes sit here over the next couple of days. But right now they look like they could still retrack a bit of the gains that they've recently received. So I think the opportunity for entry versus FOMO is still there, but it's excellent to see some move. Very important level here for Pudgies. They're holding in this 9 ETH range. I want to see them above 10 ETH. This 10 ETH range was a really good, comfy spot for them for some time. So we'll see what's there. Miladies, look like they're back down a bit from highs of around just about 4 ETH again. Yeah, so just about 4 ETH. They've pulled back now into this lower side 3.4, which is a pretty good value on Miladies. Of course, breaking 4 is really important for them, but where they've been over the last little while, not bad. Only thing is that they have switched off this long upward trend. So, you are buying a little bit off the trend, and there's a little less momentum going on for them at the moment. But they are a bit of a value at the moment.
I see Nakamigos. I'm sure you guys have heard of them before. I've seen them on my timeline quite a bit. I don't know if they had an announcement or anything, but they did over the last 7 days move up about 90%.
Yeah, 40% in the last 24 hours. So catching a bit of momentum there. Not too sure on Nakamigos and what drives them sometimes, but other than your usual people hidden element, which works well. Yeah.
I do know I've seen the community around, like you said. I don't know what they're doing specifically, but Quirkies are also holding this 0.8 level pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I know about when we first got on these calls, I think it was 3 weeks ago now, there was like a few listed at 0.7. Those got scooped up pretty quick, and it's holding at this 0.8 level now.
Yep.
Which is seems to be always a very good buy zone for them.
Really good safe range for them. Azuki doing the same thing, hovering at a decent range here at this 4. They've been holding it, which is good. But if they lose that, then there's a little bit more downside back down to say 4 overall. I definitely like Quirkies where they're sitting. They tend to move pretty fast, smaller collections, so they can tend to run a bit quicker when that momentum is there. But in this 0.7 range is always really good, and they kind of play up into this 1 ETH range and then trend down. But just flirting right now with the 200-day moving average. I think this next level, they have over 0.8, which is kind of where they're sitting right now. Could be a bit of a move upward to this 1 ETH range. So
there's only 91 listed, and I think there's, if I counted correctly, there's like 30, just literally right at 30 before 1 ETH.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And a lot of those I always keep in mind as well when you're trading NFTs or looking to buy NFTs. A lot of the ones that are listed, a good percentage above the floor price are probably also going to continue to move up as the floor price goes up. So,
because it's definitely possible. Yeah,
it's like a floor plus percentage kind of increase.
Yeah. But yeah, NFTs had a good week, definitely.
Showed life after a good period of consolidation, which is awesome. Nakamigo's actually well consolidated. They've seen a few run and pumps over the last little while. We've seen one earlier and then another move. I don't know if this is additional rollout of some of their roadmap. I know they have quite a lot of NFTs in their ecosystem in general, but this is a pretty good move. They are, at one point we're up in this almost 1 ETH range. So being at only 0.12, not a bad lower end speculation bet with them. But there's, like I said, supply is kind of their biggest drawback. Supplies, similarity, etc. are some of the parts I don't like art-wise. That they are pretty cool. They're pretty awesome, but
I haven't seen much action on their, I'm on their Twitter right now. I don't see much posted or any announcements or anything. So I'm not in their Discord or anything, but
Punk surprisingly holding low. There was a bit of a Punk unwinding from one of the larger holders, so that's caused a bit of this pullback and provided some pretty good punks available overall. But they're holding at least in this 23 range. As low as 21, about 22. But yeah, in this little range here. We'll see how punks do. But right now, I think apes are really the barometer that we're looking for to continue their momentum. Into meme coins, unless there's any further to add into NFTs.
No, that's all I have. I have noticed, like you mentioned earlier, that alien punk that sold for an unknown amount. A lot of people, it seems like a lot of people are starting to scoop up more rares and desirable traits again, which I always feel like is bullish on the NFT end. People are looking
Fair.
to go
Yep.
after their favorite traits again.
That's definitely a good way to look at it. With that respect, right? Is that when you see some of those larger ones move, it usually is a positive sign. Only hesitation on that is that fact that alien is likely sold for a small fraction of what it was before.
Right.
But the person that's selling it, Deepak, also can afford to do that. So there's all
Right.
kinds of elements at play when it comes to that alien punk sale.
Yeah, it's very weird that you can't see
Yeah.
history on it.
Yeah, right. It's tough. We don't know
Was
how
it
much
not?
it
It was
was,
OTC
who it
right
went
there.
to. Yeah, exactly. It was. So there's nothing, no figures have come out at least on it at this point.
Can
so.
we not? We can check. Can we not check the wallets?
You would think so. You think of wallet to check the transfer of money, etc. But no, not. I haven't seen any actual results on it. So one of the big winners from last week was Giga. Kind of a nice run, really off of this 140 mil range. Pushed all the way up to as high as 300 mil at one point. Back down to 180. Back down kind of below the 200 hourly, but the range of say 170 would be maybe a good retest re-entry. I know that's probably a little low on the retracement here. Let's get this retracement backwards. My bad. Yeah, so it's already taken back a lot of the move up here off this last run, but I don't mind it at the 160 range if it gets it that low. But Giga ran one of the kind of the few movers there. We have Reddit, Snoofy as another one that's kind of come alive here. Still only, I mean, it's 11 mil. Kind of moving along, not bad. But I would want to see it develop more before I would want to jump into it. I think, at least in my kind of tolerance and preference.
How do you feel about the overall meme market?
Quiet. A little, little less attention kind of riding there. Seems like, some of the crypto regulars and alts are doing just as well. So, the meme energy is a little bit low at the moment. And I think, maybe it's a good time to let some of them rest a bit before moving in and capturing some of the discount value that exists in there. So, Pepe, for instance, is starting to present some pretty good value where it's at, and I'm just watching for where some of those are placing. I think Pepe's still got some range though that they could go down, really, if you want. I think as low as like 2 billion if it's a full kind of pullback here. But yeah, they've been in this downtrend for some time, and there's not a lot of energy and attention on a lot of the memes. So there's pockets here, buying some of the dip, and then it's kind of a relief rally on them. That's really kind of been the extent of it to the most part. So yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the meme coin sentiment really dropped when I felt like it really dropped when Pumped Up Fun released that they didn't even require the 0.02 Sol deposit to create meme coins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not sure what the next step is, but it seems like meme coins kind of it's not the same as before for sure. There's definitely some that are doing decently well that are outperforming the current meme coin situation, but yeah, it's definitely not what it used to be like a month ago, basically. Surprisingly, I saw a pre-sale for a Solana meme coin like last night that got a lot of, I guess, deposits into the wallet. Not sure if that's a good sentiment or not.
I was going to say, isn't the pre-sale a bit of the a top signal?
I mean, there hasn't been a lot of pre-sales, right? Recently, I think pre-sales were kind of dead for like a month at least, just with Pumped Up Fun being such an easy way to make meme coins. You do see a lot of pre-sales if you go through like if the meme coin has gone through like a marketing agency or like a promoter or something like that. You see a lot of pre-sales because Pumped Up Fun really doesn't give you the holder percentage, right? It's really hard to get like substantial holder percentage through Pumped Up Fun. So you see a lot of the pre-sales going through just creating the coins yourself and going through a market making, all that stuff.
Fair.
Yeah, interesting. You don't really see. I feel like the fair launches are a lot more common now for, I guess, really any token release. But for meme coins, pre-sales used to be a lot more normal, and
right, because Pumped Up Fun
Yeah.
wasn't so popular. Now everyone's just like, okay, just make one on Pumped Up Fun and be easy. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
like it requires nothing, right? It requires no startup.
right. It's interesting because meme coins are like I don't really ever pay too much attention to them. So like I'm trying to like look at it. Like I'm interested actually, but I don't really trade them much, so I don't really ever pay attention to them. So like to hear you guys' like outlook on them, it's kind of interesting too. I think from again not having much knowledge on meme coins, I would think or assume that we can even get like a decent pump in the market, and I feel like you get the normies or the average person, they get a little excited and they're like, what meme coin, and I think that also brings some attention too. But I feel like we've been at all-time highs. This level has become normal, I feel like, at this point as far as Bitcoin goes, and until it really breaks all-time high again, maybe we don't see that. But it's hard for me to say because again, I don't know meme market much.
Right. You probably need to
There's-
see Bitcoin hit like 80, 90, 100K and then slowly have a pullback, and then you'll see more money into meme coins and alts. That's kind of what I'm waiting for right now. I think this meme coin period has been the happening pump into this meme coin liquidity, and then now we're just kind of waiting on the next pump or next move up.
I feel like it was a pretty good run for them over the last, I guess this year. They've been pretty loud. I've been seeing a lot.
Oh yeah,
Um,
there's
you're
been a
100%
lot
right.
more
Yeah.
infrastructure for meme coins that were launched, right? Pumped Up Fun, Solana has been a huge winner.
I think
you're not
people
trading like ETH meme coins.
I think people are looking at them differently now too. Like, I was on a space a while back, and they were talking about like, could meme coins could meme coin communities kind of be similar to NFT communities? Like, you're buying it, it's more accessible to more people. You can get bigger communities, and I don't know. I thought it was pretty interesting. So I think sometimes people might just be looking at meme coins for community too.
To me, that like this is a total, reflectionary statement. But when meme coins are calling for community, as a form of benefit, that's an early indicator that meme coins themselves are losing some of that energy, right?
True.
And if you look at it, like they've been trending down here for a bit of time, and meme coins really are just for the joy and the speculation. And if the price isn't going up and the meme isn't running hard,
it's done.
then it's done.
For
And we
sure.
wait for the next thing, right? So
Yeah, you wanna pull up Snoofy. I know that for Loco, one of the Bridge 3 Labs co-founder called it. Let me see what he called it actually.
I think I saw that. He posted that in the.
It seems like I would almost like separate them like meme coins and the narrative tokens. Like I feel like some of these narrative tokens are now the new meme coins, maybe in a way, or as far as percentage return, as comparison between the two. I think they're a little different, but
I think they're the same, right? What do you mean by narrative token? I feel like it's all the same meme coin. No.
Well, I feel like there's like a main. I guess from again my point of view, I don't really have much knowledge on the meme coins. So from my point of view, it seems like you have like the main, the bitcoins of memes, like the Doge, maybe the Nero. Like I don't really even know a lot to name. Like Floki was one way back when. I don't even know if it's still big, but when I think of, I can only think of a few off the top of my head, and any of the other ones, I feel like are maybe like an event, like something that happens, like maybe. Dude, it could be like a bizarre event, maybe like a Elon tweets, but I would, my separation between the two of like meme coin is more like those old school meme coins versus maybe now I feel like the ones that are more successful are the in quotes narrative tokens, the ones based off current events.
Oh yeah, but those have like a pretty high and then it drops pretty fast, right? Because it's all
Yeah.
attention economy. This one for Loco called it at like what 1.5 million on our Discord and on Telegram. So it's been a huge runner for us. I'm pretty sure we still have a moon bag, but Rhodes, have you played any Snoofy recently? Have you guys gotten into this? I know we called it pretty early on, and then it's
I
just
personally did not. I wish I did.
no. What do you really have to do? Because I was talking to some people on our Discord about this. You just gotta like, it's hard to sit in front of the computer the whole day, right? So
Yeah.
what I do is I have our Telegram notifications on, and then I use BonkBot on my phone. So like wherever I am, I can trade, and then I just like quickly copy the CA, look at the chart a little bit, and then just buy. Because
What was that app?
BonkBot, it's just
Oh,
like
okay.
a Telegram.
Yeah.
Telegram. It's like a chat you have with a bot, and then you can buy it
For
on the
sure.
bot. But the problem with me is that like I don't want to hold these positions and like have to sit on my computer the whole, like I go to the gym, I can't trade, or like I can't like exit if I need to, and so BonkBot is like the best way for me because I always have my phone on me anyway. So
Cool.
BonkBot and Telegram are probably the easiest ways to get notifications there.
Yeah, Telegrams might be a little bit easier to see call outs like that. And especially if you can activate it from right there, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just moving from one chat to the other. It's super efficient. I know that for Loco, the likes to use BullX, but I'm not sure if that's an app or like how to use on the phone. I'm just like, BonkBot works, and it charges a 1% fee, so that's the only downside.
Bullx operates very much the same as BonkBot.
Really? Can you do it on your
Yep.
phone? That's the real question.
Yep.
Okay. It might take I mean, it has a fee, right? There's also a fee.
Yep.
Interesting. All right. Crypto Bird is in here. Let's see if he has some special alpha. That is the price you pay for coming in late.
Damn, put me on the
Deliver
spot.
alpha
Oh,
or
no, guys,
get
I am
out.
late. I had a meeting with my daughter's teachers for school coming up here soon, but yeah, no alpha really. I haven't really seen much. Like I've been listening a little. I know you guys said it's been a little slow on the meme coin side, and one of the indicators I usually use when it's slow is when you start seeing cross chain activity, and something I've noticed is I've been seeing a couple callers using the Tron network, and I haven't seen much of that recent or much in the past at all. Like I've seen some movement, but we got some bigger names that are posting about it and getting some action going on the Tron network, which, like I said, that usually indicates that there's not much going on the ETH network or the Solana network, and they're trying to move some pieces around and get the chessboard going. But it has been quite a slow week on the meme coin side. I haven't really seen much. I haven't seen new narratives or new trends or anything that's been just randomly running out of nowhere, just a random meme coin or whatever outside of narratives. So other than that, I don't really have any much alpha for the week, other than I do see some cross chain activity. I'd like to see how it goes moving forward. Sometimes when people try and do this, you'll get some people that'll start and there'll be 2-3 good trades, and then after that it's downhill and back to Ether Solana. So I would like to see some actual traction or less friction. I would say it's something rather new coming up on my timeline. But other than that, like I said, like you guys said, it's been very slow on the meme coin side. I've noticed that utility coins have kind of been keeping up with the meme coins as in price range and price gains. Other than that, meme coins have become, I know from last cycle, you had the doges and the stuff like that, and now it's just, now that there's so much more accessibility to create meme coins and things of that nature, it's become more of like a trend. You got news articles and different publishers talking about meme coins and how you could become a millionaire, and getting all these people so excited about it that it's become kind of a trend in itself. And I don't really see that like dying off too much, but I do see it slowing down. And just for like safety measures and people hitting realization that it's not just as easy as buying a meme coin because you've seen somebody post it. But, like I've caught myself in that too. You see somebody hit a couple 2X's in a row, you're like, well, let me try it. It doesn't always work. So other than that, like I said, there's not really much going on. I'd like to see what happens in the future in the next week or two and see where it goes from there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, looping back around to that Tron stuff, is the move just to launch pump.fun variants on all the chains as soon as they come out? I mean, I know that Dextrin has Moonshot and Base has like, what is it, Base Jump or whatever. I mean, it seems like if it catches on and if it moves, like if you get people to have volume on it, it's like you're providing the infrastructure for it. But it doesn't seem like, it seems like Pump.Fun is still the winner here. Like everyone's just all the volume. Probably 95% of meme coin creation is on Sol and Pump.Fun.
Well, I was gonna say that too. I'm glad you worded it that way, because it's meme coin creation. That's where you're getting all of this volume from. It's not like every token that's going on there is pumping like crazy. It's just when you have 1,000 tokens a week being created, you're gonna get some movers. You're gonna get some things that catch on, and then some random narratives and just funny memes that people like, or the celebrity status or whatever it may be. But it's the convenience. You can create a token within seconds, basically. It's like you have people that are just creating tokens left and right, and you're able to see them as it's happening. It's kind of like, I know last week I talked a little bit about live pairs and how I used to do that back in the day, and I feel like that's like the new form of Dex Tools live pairs, of like, it's created, you buy it, you see what happens. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's a guaranteed thing coming out of Pumped Up, but it is definitely, it's like you said, it's the creation of it. There's so many tokens and so much volume coming out of it, and different coins created, that creating a lot of hype out of it too. So I mean, there's a lot of activity on it. You can't complain about that, but you just got to be careful and find the right one.
Yeah.
Other than that,
you said 1,000 a week. It's probably like 1,000 every hour.
Yeah, literally. I was trying to be generous. I want to overdo it, but it's definitely, it's up there, dude.
It's probably like close to 10,000 an hour, I would say.
Yeah, which is just crazy. It wasn't like I said, it wasn't like that last cycle, and you had meme tokens, but it was kind of like, all right, here's a narrative, here's a token that comes with it. Now it's like, all right, Elon posts a status, here's 400 live pairs within 30 minutes. So it's like, now it's just the ease of creation. People can make them so much easier. So much people have access to create them, and the knowledge over the years to create them and stuff like that. And it's just gotten easier too. So, I mean, other than that, like going on to other networks, like you were saying, the Tron network and things like that. I don't know what the Sun Pump is. I was just seeing that, but I don't know.
That's the
much
Tron
about
Pump.Fun.
That's the Tron, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen much about that. Like I said, I'd like to see some more traction going on there before it start jumping into something like that.
Yep.
Especially
100%.
on a new network, like I mean, Tron is what I think it's 11, 12 billion in market cap. It's not like it's a baby network, like a brand new network. It's definitely got some traction on there, but as far as like the meme coin community and like all of crypto Twitter, it's like a select few that are jumping on the wave, and I'd like to see if people actually catch on to it and start following. I know when Solana happened, it was like you said, the bonk bot. I used Maestro for, I think it was just the first one I used and it worked. So I never even really searched elsewhere. But whenever that happened, it was the Solana happened, and then next thing you know, you had all the callers on Telegram start posting Solana plays, and then BNB had its good little pump, and then people started doing BNB plays, and then the Maestro bot started adding these networks to the actual sniper bots, to where now there's, I think, 6 or 9 different options of different networks that you can use on the Maestro bot. But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'd like to see some traction on it. I don't really know much about the Tron network. I just know as much as I see.
Tron market cap wise is the 11th biggest coin by market cap.
What is it? It's 11, 12 billion, right? Around there?
It's 12 million, yeah. Or billion.
12 billion.
Okay.
Billion. And yeah, at 11. Doge is at 14, just above it.
Yeah. Have you traded Doge meme coins? That's the real degeneracy.
That is deep down the rabbit hole, my friend.
I'm pretty sure when Doge first launched, I was like brand new to crypto. Oh, well, it was like early 21. And I was like I don't even remember what I bought it on, and I made like $50 and I'm like, let's go.
I'm
And then
hooked.
it pumped.
I'm hooked. I'm
Yeah,
down to
we
like
had
lose
another
50 grand now.
Yeah, we had the Dogecoin talk last week, and like I said, that was like my first major play. Like when I got started, it was like the first thing that hopped onto Robinhood and stuff like that. And I used to trade referrals and stuff. And since like 2018, I was doing small plays and stuff like that. And then Doge, that was my first actual like big hit. And I think that's kind of why I'm biased towards meme coins. I do love them because that's the most money I've made out of all of crypto. But I mean, Doge, that I remember that entire scenario going through when Elon started posting about it, to the whole, oh, it's a joke, and the next thing you know, he's on SNL, and I remember the entire wave of it. That it's completely different than what meme coins are now. It's like, oh, it's a good meme, 100 million. Like, oh, okay.
I'm highly bullish on Doge. We're probably going to see 50-cent Doge, probably see $1 Doge at peak euphoria this cycle. Pretty bullish on Doge, not gonna lie, as a meme coin, as the meme coin.
There it is. We're holding it to it, Danksy. Into Polymarket. Polymarket seems to be capturing more attention over the last little while, really due to these debates, or not debates, but various speeches that Trump has done and Kamala has done, and just trying to bet the phrases or words that they'll say during these speeches, and that's taken off like crazy, and probably got a lot of the meme folk into Polymarket now at this point. There is a new competitor, although when I kind of thought about it and considered it as you guys were talking, is that there is a Solana solution now, which is excellent on chain. They only have a couple of them. And the other challenge that exists is that it's not just like the URL, etc. It doesn't have that quick kind of hook, whereas Polymarket is pretty simple and it works and it's there. And even though Polymarket is on chain or whatever, there's nothing that exists there, and so like the whole back end of Polymarket still is a little bit iffy, so to speak. But it it functions, it works. There's maybe a little undertone risk of like whether or not Polymarket gets halted.
I think it's on chain, actually.
Yes, it says it's on chain, but where is it on chain?
It's
right
on Polygon.
That would make sense.
It's on Polygon, and it's using some oracles to do it.
Okay. So is there a way we could like actually see the activity
I'm
or the
not
on-chain activity?
familiar with
It'd almost
Polygon.
be like insider trading, right?
Well, you would build. I mean, they have
Is there? I don't
top
think you can
traders, but
insider
then you'd
trade
build
on
a,
this. I
then
mean,
you'd be able to see some of the leading movers, etc. So if it's on chain, I stand fully corrected because, like I said, that's one of the things that Polymarket
it's
is
on
just not
chain, but it's
super
not. I
transparent.
wouldn't say it's. I wouldn't say it's an open chain. It might be permissioned.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that goes to your point, Rhodes, is so bet and drift. I mean, the problem with making something like this, problem with making like a competitor, is that if it's not 10x better, no one will use it, right?
Yep.
So when we talked about in the earlier on this call, one, I can't use it in the United States. I still need a VPN.
Oh,
So that's like if it solved that VPN problem, I'd use it. I'd switch over immediately, right? And then two, there's not enough volume, or there's just not enough volume, and there's not enough.
yeah.
Bets.
There's only 2 bets, right?
So
At least I can see.
I'm probably never going to use it at this point.
Yeah, it's one to watch, I guess. But until there's any kind of critical mass, and even Polymarket itself, I mean, until I just went to the wrong site, but until recently, a lot of them were pretty low on liquidity, etc. But it seems like liquidity's entering. It seems like there's been a little bit of energy towards it, and that part is a lot of fun to see it go. And I think that's in a lot of ways it's the current meme coin craze and a current attention craze that's going on. So that said, what are we looking at? What is Banksy looking at as the expert of Polymarket?
I lost so much money over the last like 2 weeks.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm back to even.
Yeah,
and that's not good because I was up tremendously.
Okay.
You didn't lose money. You bought lessons.
Basically.
Bought lessons. There you go.
We were talking about monkeypox in the United States by August 31st, I think. It's at 38 cents right now. I think it's a good bet. I just got to send over some of my boys to Africa to pick it up.
Who has to confirm it?
The doctors.
It can't be like Trump just saying that we got monkeypox, because that's something he would totally just whip out.
Let me see. Yes, territory of the United States. Otherwise, no. Government information: CDC, NGOs, World Health Organization, or other reputable medical institutions. So probably just be like, there's one case in the United States, or like there is monkeypox in the United States by any medical institution, and it's a yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at like the white paper for Polymarket. Says Polymarket's order book, also referred to as the central limit order book or binary limit order book, is hybrid decentralized, where there is an operator that provides off-chain ordering services while execution happens on-chain, non-custodially, according to instructions provided by the users in form of signed order messages. It's a decentralized exchange model, and it provides users with powerful non-custodial exchange experience.
Okay, so a hybrid kind of type solution.
Right. I'm assuming the order books fluctuates a lot, and like you need an API. You can even like hook up an API to this to market make, but the actual transaction, if it goes through, is on chain.
There is a Polymarket order book API, is a set endpoints that allows market makers, traders, and other Polymarket users to programmatically create and manage orders for markets via the API provider.
Honestly, that could be the move, but I don't have enough IQ to do it.
So yeah, I guess that's what Polymarket is ran on.
The Pennsylvania presidential election winner is actually pretty interesting. I heard Pennsylvania is going to be the state to watch out for this election.
Okay.
from my presidential election analysts.
So here was one thing that I thought was interesting is listening to another show that doing a combination search on some of these polymarket type questions and plugging them into AI bots to get a bit of a baseline, or for instance, the speeches and what words are said, et cetera, you can query out, how often does Trump say X word, and it will provide you a general baseline, and that could give you some information and slight edges. So there are various ways to play some of these prediction markets that make sense and can use something like AI to help you kind of baseline what should be expected and then find some arbitrage. And I think it's the arbitrage entry where you could get in on something like that, and you don't have to see it all the way through, but see a line that doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense and pick up a range on Polymarket.
That's crazy. So you're just asking ChatGPT to write like 10,000, 100,000 Trump speeches, and then you look for specific words and you find the percentage there.
Well, I guess you could do it that way too, but you're just asking ChatGPT or Gawk or whatever, just like asking them the questions that relate to the Polymarket bet, and they'll give you the responses, and you can use that as kind of a way to play on the line. Highest grossing movie.
This one
all kinds of bets on here.
The Hillary Clinton say in the DNC speech, "Woman president" at 50% looks crazy to me. That looks like a free bet.
Yeah, she's got to, right? Pokemon Go. People think she's gonna say that.
She said it last
1%,
or like 8 years ago.
That's crazy.
Woman
A lot of
president
people
seems like a crazy, seems like a free one.
Seems like people on here are leaning towards Kamala.
Oh, I think the president bet on Polymarket is 50-50 is pretty much how it is, I think.
On the popular vote, there's one that says popular vote winner, which it says 72 Kamala.
Democrats always win.
Democrats always win it. That's
for
the
real.
thing. Yeah.
True.
Because there's too many city folk.
Right. That makes sense.
I have that one as well. I have it at 77, but it's almost 100%. I would say I'd be very surprised to lose this bet.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to set my account up here.
I'm gonna look it up right now, but I'm pretty sure it's.
So, Rotes, while you said that, I was in the background typing on Claude AI.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, it says pretty much without analyzing specific speech or recent data on his word usage, they said it couldn't give me an exact probability, but he said the likelihood would depend on the length, the topic, discussion, blah, 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 blah. So I said, okay, give me a rough estimate. And it said, it gave me 3 different scenarios. And I just said, I made one up. What's the chances of Trump saying huge in a speech, and give me the probability for 3 separate scenarios. And one of them was 60 to 70% in a 5 to 10 minute speech. In a 30 to 45 minute speech, 80 to 90%. And in a 20 to 30 minute span, you're looking at a 40 to 50%.
Wow.
So you could get really specific, bro.
Wait, what's the 40 to 50%? 20 minutes?
40 to 50% is in a 20 to 30 minute span.
How is that less than
maybe just the type of speeches, right? So
yeah,
certain speeches he's going to say different types of things. And so, a longer speech could be something that is more specific to whatever it is, and maybe he's not using something as crazy as huge and in
Wait,
The
did you
greatest.
type it? Was it like HUGE or YUGE?
You know, when I was typing it, bro, I was like, which one do I type? So I put in parentheses huge, and AI actually said it with the YUG. It said, or its variants, huge.
Huge.
Oh, that's funny, bro. But yeah, no, it gave it. I told it to utilize like 3 different scenarios. So kind of like Rote said, it depends on what he's talking about, when, where. And I don't know exactly what scenarios it gave me. I just, told me to give me a rough estimate. So it's kind of cool though. You could like you said, utilize AI pretty much of whatever one of your choice to kind of maybe give you a little edge on some of these, bro. Maybe that's the alpha.
The other one is, and it maybe only plays in something like sports and stuff like that, but you can try and do Vegas lines on some of these as well and look for some arbitrage and then bet the arbitrage, right? So, something like looking at sports and who's going to win the Super Bowl. Obviously, KC's favorite, but like, can you look at other options there? And is there some that make a lot of sense overall, right?
Yeah, I have the
This one,
49ers winning
fantasy
everything.
football top quarterback 2024, Caleb Williams.
Do it.
That's a no.
Go Bears.
There's no way.
Go Bears. Go Bears.
How?
I bought the 49ers win the Super Bowl at 11 cents. It's at 12
it's
cents
not
right now. Easy profit.
Oh, you're up, bro.
I know. But they're
didn't say that.
strong, I think. I think they're last year
They're
was a
12
fluke.
cents strong, bro. They're 12
Last
cents
year was a
strong.
fluke for sure. I mean, it's only Chiefs as at first at 13. So I think my plan is for this is when it gets to playoffs, it's going to bump to like 25%, 20%.
There you go. Yep.
Right?
100%.
'Cause
100%.
when
And then
people
you can
start
sell
dropping
you can sell that line right there, right?
right, for an easy 100% gain.
True. That's a good idea.
Top quarterback here shows Caleb Williams, which is like not even remotely possible for him to be the top fantasy quarterback as a rookie. Not happening. So when it says a 50% line, it's like, okay, you're going to smash that on the no side. But when you click into it, it's Josh Allen and Caleb Williams is down here at 8%. I don't understand why it's doing that, but it's making me click in. This makes
It's
more
probably
sense.
because the spread.
Can you vote
They're
on Rookie of the
clickbaiting you,
Year?
bro.
No,
Yeah,
the spread is what the fuck?
They've major clickbaited me.
Oh no, the spread is insane. That's why. Go click Caleb Williams here.
Ooh, will CD Lamb be traded?
Look at that spread.
Probably.
Oh yeah.
That's why. So yeah, there's only 6-7 grand in this one bet, so you're probably gonna get huge spread.
Mm-hmm.
What you could do is you can add shares into this and try to close that gap if you're daring enough.
No.
You gonna move the market? Come on.
I mean, it seems like there's an opportunity. Look at the spread.
Richardson down at 8% is kind of an interesting one.
Are you excited for? Isn't football starting like this week?
Preseason started,
It's
Yeah,
starting
who
in a
cares
couple
about
weeks here.
preseason?
Yeah.
No one cares about preseason football.
but yeah.
They don't even tackle like the full. They don't even go full speed tackling.
Yeah, preseason's just chilling,
It's like
really.
preseason basketball.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I miss watching football. I haven't watched it in a couple of years. To be like, I'll watch like certain games, but
Well, I'll come over
actually
this
getting
weekend.
into it.
We can watch the Bears.
Let's get it. Yeah, now we actually have a
geez.
decent quarterback. Let's do it.
I just looked at one that's mega earthquake in August.
Oh, I've been seeing some things, bro. People are speculating that in California because
Mega earthquake.
animals are
Hey,
acting weird.
No way.
Oh,
Yeah.
because the doomsday fish? The doomsday fish?
What is
One
this
Yeah.
washed up.
fish situation?
One
Yeah.
washed up, and apparently
think-
a bunch of dolphins or something beached themselves and
Oh, wow.
got pushed back in, and then they swam a few miles upshore and beached themselves again.
Yeah,
What
I've seen
the-
whales have been doing the same thing. They've been saying whales have been going crazy up on the shore.
Maybe it was whales, not dolphins.
Are you sure it's not the ocean's just too
It's
hot?
probably Bitcoin whales.
Honestly, instead of this bet, we should
Bitcoin's gonna
probably do
crash.
like we should just make a meme coin of like earthquake meme coin.
That's
Going
funny.
Bitcoin,
That-
Bitcoin.
Mega
Do it in
quick.
advance, right? And then
Yeah,
it'll
and be the
Pop-
first one,
yeah.
and then dump it on people when it hits.
I'll bet on people.
Just had to dump it.
well, dude, there's gonna be 7,000 pairs as soon as it happens. You might as well just
Yeah.
end the misery beforehand.
I mean, if you're the first one, like a mega earthquake meme coin, that could be the move. Also, you're getting like what 25-1 on this one if it hits. Good insurance. You don't have to buy house insurance. Just buy this.
Just win your money back.
No way. This was trading at 10 cents.
Thanks. You're
7
probably
days
lucky
ago.
they don't offer like life insurance or car insurance on here. You'd probably be betting on it.
That's what insurance is, anyways. It was trading
Yeah,
at
pretty
17 cents a week ago. Who buys this at 17 cents? That is
It
crazy.
should be at like 3%, 2%,
It's at
1%
4%, 5% right now.
in August. Yeah. Take the known. I mean, yeah. Jeez. Hasn't happened for like decades. But hey, it's going to happen in August. Within 2 weeks.
I seen a whale up by the
Pardon?
shore. It's sure to happen.
The doomsday fish hit. We're done.
Doomsday
Okay.
fish.
Sure.
Hey, it happened in I guess when Japan got a really bad earthquake. A few of them washed up.
After
Well,
or
and-
before?
Japan was
Before.
calling for a more major one, and it never happened. So
Bum bum bum.
they're
You know?
at 1 for 1. What's
That
the
is
bet?
crazy.
What's the bet on the next on the next assumption from Japan? 25% or what?
That is crazy. I wish I had some liquidity for this, but I'm broke. I spent it all on monkeypox.
well, hopefully monkeypox pays off for you. You know, hopefully.
Never hope for monkeypox so hard for you, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope you stay broke on this one. Let's just send all of the world under so we can hit a bet.
Hit like a $50 bet on Polymarket. It's value. It's straight
It's like
value
y'all
right
lost,
there.
but I did.
I'll use it to buy masks.
Hey, Big Pharma wins. Big Pharma
Does it
wins
say
off of
where
this.
monkeypox is going to get discovered? Because I think you could probably bet that one too. It's gonna
No,
happen
I
in
don't think so.
It's going to happen in San Francisco.
For sure. Or LA.
Or New York.
No, San Francisco.
I think coronavirus came from San Francisco. I think that was the
The
first
first
one.
hit.
No, look at this 10 plus monkeypox cases by October 31st.
Is that the one you bet on?
No, I bet on the August one. This one seems insane though.
10? Hey, I mean, if it gets there by August 31st, it's probably odds are there will be 10 in the States by then.
Oh, I feel like 10 is like, if you have one, it's going to be 10.
Yeah, yeah.
God dang, so you just Googling monkeypox every morning until a case
Yeah.
pops up so he can make his bet.
Most
Yeah,
recent
They said
searches-
they were like, they saw monkeypox like in our like wastewater
Oh, nice.
in San Francisco or in California or something.
Of course it's out there.
Crazy.
There's a lot
I've
of
been
people
hearing
here,
about
man.
that. I thought this was like something that already happened. I could be tripping, but I could have swore I heard about this in Chicago like months
Oh,
ago.
it was here like 2 years ago.
I was going to say it was years
Oh,
ago when it
okay,
happened,
okay.
didn't it?
Yeah, it was years ago.
Yeah, I think it was shortly after COVID
And-
or Corona.
And was there more than 10 cases then?
You're asking the wrong person there.
Because if there
Bro, I
wasn't,
didn't even care about Corona. I was
then
still
you
out
could
without a
easily bet
mask.
the no one. This 10 case one, to me, I bet in the no seems like a
How
an
many
obvious.
cases?
10K
of
one, which one?
monkeypox
Yeah, I
10
only
plus
remember it
one.
because
Yeah,
everyone was
that-
kind of
that
like
to know.
over COVID. They were like, "This is getting old," and then monkeypox showed up, and they're like, "Of course, it's a new disease." Like, so, like
And there's always a new disease. That's the thing.
Okay,
it's
so
always something.
in 22 there were 19 cases of monkeypox across 10 states. I don't know why it just gave me 10 states, but in
What about the other
23
40 states?
23 it does not have a specific case count, and same with 24.
Hmm.
That's
So last
according to
last
Brave
outbreak, they
Browser.
got up to 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like
So
a suspect.
bet the no on the 100 plus October 31st.
It's
we-
only 10.
That's still a
10.
pretty good return.
It's 10 plus.
No, there's also a 100 plus one.
There's 100 plus.
Yeah, and it's got more liquidity.
Are we going over or under on 19?
19 and a half monkeypox cases.
It's got to be over since it's election year. They're going to make it seem like a big deal. They'll be like, this is how I'm going to solve monkeypox.
I like it as monkeypox.
I got to start asking AI what's the probability of Trump saying monkeypox.
Oh,
instead
there
of
is one
you.
that said there is a thing where you can say monkeypox. Will Kamala say it during the acceptance speech? It's funny. It's a
The 100 one
5%,
looks
yeah.
actually very juicy.
Yeah, it does. Very juicy. 30% return, 35% return on a no bet.
This is like the next level of meme coins. Like,
Oh yeah.
But it's not. You don't get that high
betting on
return on this.
words
I feel
at
like
speeches
it's like
and
more. It's not as degenerate for sure.
No, it's no. There's less volatility in it.
It's more sustainable, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you could do your research, I'm sure you could kill it on this thing, dude.
Yeah,
Oh, people do.
I think
Go
so.
look up at the ranks. Like people make a lot of money. This guy made like $1 million this month.
Dang.
Could have been a market maker though, right?
What?
Imagine someone asks you what you do for a living. I trade Polymarket. Polymarket.
Yeah, it's no
futures.
different from trading stocks or crypto. It's still trading.
Yeah, true. They would probably lump it all together.
I mean, it's no different than stake.com or the Pinksy balls and everything else. It's just more strategized. Like you can actually somewhat control the situation. Like I said, if you could do your research and you know what to look for and or even if you know how to ask chat GBT like you guys were saying, I mean, I'm sure you could absolutely kill it on this.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm gonna raise like a couple mil and then go fly someone to get monkeypox and bring it over.
Fly yourself there, take a little vacation, bring what do they call those? Bring a petri dish, and then put some monkeypox in it,
Start
carry it
rubbing it
back.
on people.
And yeah, then you don't have to get it yourself.
Could be the move. I'm gonna start the pitch deck.
Hopefully the CIA's not watching.
So you're starting the pitch deck, bro.
I'm starting the pitch deck. I get done soon. We have 2 weeks.
Next thing you know, our MetaMask are gonna start getting monkeypox. It's gonna pop up as a warning, like your wallet has monkeypox.
Dude, there's a Bachelorette winner bet at 93%. Who is this guy?
I don't know, but apparently he's crushing it.
I feel like once you start, this is like I said, like the next rabbit hole of meme coins. Like once you start winning, I feel like this just becomes your life. Like you just can't stop. It's just all these questions that makes it so interesting that you're like, I have to bet on it. I don't even care. I have to bet on it. Like,
Dude, the best is like one day you get like famous enough that you can have polymarket bets on yourself, and then you can just like rig it.
Trump would do something like that. Trump's
There's
probably
an
in here
Ansem-
looking at
there's
all
an
these.
Ansem criminal charges one in 2024.
Ansem?
Yeah, if he's gonna get criminal charges.
Awesome. Well, I think we covered a lot here today. It was fun again. I don't know if anyone has any closing thoughts or anything like that.
No, that's it for me.
Does that
been a
say
great
house
day.
races or horse races on there? That's my last closing thought.
He's stuck on the rabbit hole. Look at him.
House races. Races for the house.
Of representatives.
Yeah.
in the United
Okay.
States.
Okay. I was.
I
It made me
mean,
think of
sometimes you
that-
see a house floating down the washed out road or something like that, and you can bet on those houses, but it doesn't happen often enough. Yeah. If
Yeah, I
you're
don't
an
have any.
election expert.
I don't have any closing statements. I do want to say I know I showed up late. I was listening in. Like I said, I was doing some stuff with my daughter for her school, but you guys did a great job as always, and love to keep these going. Appreciate you guys letting me come in late and
Mhm.
share my little bit of alpha for the day and bust some jokes with you guys. So hope you guys have a good night and the rest of your week.
No, appreciate you
Excellent.
guys coming. What we're gonna do this every Monday. I think we have a large space on Thursday. Not sure if that's happening. We have Io and actually Zubik from Space Riders
Oh,
on
nice.
Wednesday
Web3
for
Weekly?
Space. Yeah, and then yeah, just make sure to check out Virtue Labs, Twitter, Discord, Telegram. We do all these calls and chat about different ways to speculate on stuff every day there. Shout out to Elite Wealth, you guys. Appreciate you guys coming on here. Should we run it back next Monday for sure?
I'm
Yeah.
definitely down. I appreciate you guys for always having us on. It's been this has been our third time doing it.
Many
It's
more,
been-
many more times to speculate, and many
Fast.
more.
It's
That's
been very
on the
fun.
coin market.
Facts, man. And yeah, dude, let's definitely run it back every Monday. We were doing it every Monday without you guys, but it's a lot better with you guys. So
Awesome.
definitely look forward to appreciate you guys. And maybe next time I'll be able to share my screen a little.
Sounds
No.
good.
Appreciate it. Have a good rest of the week, guys. See ya.
You guys too.